Hey everyone! Welcome back to Speak English Podcast. I'm David.
And I'm Sarah. We're here to help you improve your English in a fun and effective way.
Today, we're diving into an amazing technique that can supercharge your fluency: shadowing English speaking practice.
This method is used by language learners worldwide, and it's one of the fastest ways to improve your pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence.
Stick with us to the end, because we'll not only explain what shadowing is, but we'll also show you how to do it correctly and common mistakes to avoid.
Plus, we have a fun challenge for you at the end to help you put this technique into practice.
So, if you're serious about improving your English speaking skills, this episode is for you.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tips and techniques to boost your English fluency.
So, what exactly is shadowing? Shadowing is a language learning technique where you listen to English audio and repeat it immediately, almost at the same time as the speaker. Unlike simple repetition, shadowing requires you to speak without pausing, forcing your brain to process English faster.
Think of it like being a shadow. You don't just copy words, you mirror everything: pronunciation, intonation, and even rhythm. This helps your speech sound more natural and fluent, making English feel more automatic over time.
One reason shadowing is so powerful is that it helps you think in English. Since you don't have time to translate in your head, your brain starts reacting to English the way a native speaker's brain would. This is an important step toward real fluency.
And it's not just about speaking. Shadowing also improves your listening skills because you focus on every sound the speaker makes. You start noticing details like contractions, connected speech, and even the natural stress patterns in English sentences.
Another great thing about shadowing is that it works for any skill level. Beginners can start with slow and clear audio, while advanced learners can challenge themselves with fast, natural speech. You can adjust the difficulty depending on your progress.
Plus, you don't need a teacher or a classroom to practice. You can do shadowing anytime, anywhere. All you need is an audio source, a good pair of headphones, and your voice. It's a completely independent learning method.
A common mistake in language learning is focusing too much on grammar and not enough on speaking. Shadowing fixes that by making you comfortable with the natural flow of English, helping you develop an instinct for correct sentence structures without memorizing grammar rules.
And unlike traditional speaking exercises, shadowing removes the pressure of thinking about what to say. Since you're simply repeating what you hear, you can focus completely on how the words sound and how they feel when you speak them.
Another benefit is that it helps you overcome fear. Many learners struggle with confidence when speaking English, but shadowing allows you to practice aloud in a stress-free environment, so you get used to speaking naturally.
Exactly. The more you shadow, the more comfortable you become with your own voice in English. Over time, you start recognizing and correcting your own mistakes automatically, just like a native speaker does when learning their first language.
And one of the best things about shadowing is that it's incredibly simple. You don't need textbooks or lessons, just an audio clip, and the willingness to keep practicing. But to use this technique effectively, you need to follow the right steps.
That's why, in the next section, we're going to show you exactly how shadowing works with a practical demonstration. We'll break it down step by step so you can start practicing immediately.
And if you're wondering how to get the best results from shadowing, don't worry. We'll also share some key strategies to make your practice even more effective.
So, get ready. Up next, we'll guide you through a real shadowing exercise and show you how to do it the right way.
Now, let's see how shadowing works in practice. First, you need an audio source. This could be a podcast, a speech, or even a movie scene. The key is to choose something clear and natural, so you can easily follow along.
Once you have your audio, put on your headphones and listen carefully. Your goal is to repeat what you hear immediately, without stopping or hesitating. It's okay if you don't catch every word at first. Just keep going.
Let's try a quick exercise together. I'm going to say a sentence, and you should repeat it at the same time as me. Ready? Here we go. Learning English is easier when you practice every day. Now, try shadowing this sentence.
That's right. Don't worry if you missed a word. Just keep the rhythm and flow. Let's do another one. The more you listen, the better your pronunciation becomes. Repeat it along with me.
Great. If this feels too fast, you can slow down the audio or start with shorter phrases. The goal is to stay as close to the speaker as possible while keeping your voice natural and confident.
And here's a useful tip. Record yourself while shadowing. When you listen to the playback, you'll notice areas where you need improvement. This helps you fine-tune your pronunciation and intonation over time.
Exactly. The key to mastering shadowing is repetition. Don't just do it once. Repeat the same sentence multiple times until it feels effortless. The more you practice, the more natural your English will sound.
Another great way to improve is by choosing different types of audio. Start with slower, more structured speech, then challenge yourself with fast conversations, audiobooks, or even stand-up comedy to train your ears.
And don't forget about intonation and stress. Pay attention to how native speakers emphasize certain words and try to copy their tone. This will make your speech sound much more authentic.
That's right. A great example is the phrase, "I really love learning English." The word really is emphasized. Try saying it again with the same emphasis. This helps you sound more natural.
Another important thing to practice is connected speech. Native speakers often link words together, like in "What do you want?" which sounds like "What do you want?" Try shadowing phrases like this to get used to natural speech patterns.
And remember, shadowing isn't about perfection. It's about building fluency and confidence. Even if you make mistakes, keep going. Over time, your brain will adjust and your speaking will improve automatically.
So, now that you've seen how shadowing works, let's talk about why it's so effective. In the next section, we'll dive into the major benefits of using this technique and how it can transform your English.
That's right. We'll show you exactly why shadowing is one of the best ways to train your brain, improve your pronunciation, and become a more confident English speaker. Stay with us.
Now that you've seen how shadowing works, let's talk about why it's such a powerful tool for learning English. One of the biggest benefits is that it helps you think in English instead of translating in your head. This makes your speech more natural and automatic.
Exactly. Many learners struggle because they try to form sentences in their native language first and then translate them into English. Shadowing forces you to process English directly, which speeds up your response time and makes conversations much easier.
Another great benefit is improving your pronunciation. When you shadow a native speaker, you're not just copying words, you're copying their rhythm, intonation, and speech patterns. This helps you sound more natural and confident when speaking.
That's right. And it's not just about pronunciation. Shadowing also helps with listening skills. When you practice this technique, you train your ears to pick up the small details of spoken English, like contractions, connected speech, and stress patterns.
And here's something interesting. Shadowing can even boost your memory. When you repeat sentences over and over, you reinforce new vocabulary and sentence structures in your brain, making it easier to remember words and phrases effortlessly.
Plus, shadowing is great because you don't need a conversation partner to practice speaking. A lot of learners struggle to find native speakers to talk to, but with shadowing, you can train your speaking skills anytime, anywhere.
That's a huge advantage. And another key benefit is that shadowing builds confidence. Since you're speaking out loud and mimicking native pronunciation, you get used to hearing your own voice in English, which helps reduce fear and anxiety when speaking.
Absolutely. A lot of learners feel nervous about making mistakes, but shadowing lets you practice in a low-pressure environment. The more you do it, the more natural it feels, and the more confident you become in real conversations.
Another thing shadowing does really well is improving fluency. Instead of stopping and thinking about every word, you develop the ability to keep speaking smoothly. just like native speakers do in daily conversations.
And fluency isn't just about speed, it's also about sounding natural. When you shadow regularly, you start to internalize the way native speakers structure their sentences, making your English flow better.
Exactly. And let's not forget one of the biggest benefits. It's fun and engaging. Unlike traditional methods that can feel boring, shadowing keeps you active and focused, making your learning experience much more enjoyable.
And because it's so effective, even professional interpreters and language learners use shadowing to train their speaking skills. If it works for them, it can work for you too.
So now that you know the benefits of shadowing, let's go one step further. In the next section, we'll break down exactly how to practice shadowing step by step, so you can start seeing real results.
That's right. We'll give you a clear method to follow so you can make the most of this powerful technique. Get ready to start practicing effectively.
Now that you understand the benefits of shadowing, let's go over a step-by-step guide to help you practice effectively. The first step is to choose the right audio. Start with something clear, like a podcast or a speech, and make sure it's at your level. Not too easy, but not too hard.
That's right. If the audio is too difficult, you'll struggle to keep up, and if it's too easy, you won't improve. A great way to start is by using transcripts. If the audio has subtitles or a script, read it once before you begin, so you understand the context.
Step 2. Listen to the audio without speaking. Before shadowing, play the recording a few times and focus on how the speaker pronounces words, their rhythm, and their intonation. Pay close attention to the natural flow of the language.
That's a great tip. Now, step 3 is where the real shadowing starts. Play the audio again and speak at the same time as the speaker. Don't pause, don't stop. Just follow along as best as you can, even if you miss some words.
And here's something important. Focus on the melody of the language. English has a natural rhythm, and shadowing helps you internalize it. Try to copy not just the words, but also the tone, pitch, and stress patterns of the speaker.
Step 4. Repeat the process multiple times. The first time might be difficult, but as you practice, you'll start picking up more details. Each repetition will help you improve your pronunciation, speed, and overall fluency.
Exactly. And step 5 is a game changer. Record yourself while shadowing. This allows you to compare your speech with the original audio and identify areas for improvement. You'll be surprised how much this small habit helps.
Yes. When you listen to your recording, ask yourself, am I matching the speaker's speed? Does my pronunciation sound clear? Am I following the natural intonation? This kind of self-evaluation is super effective.
Step 6. Start with slow audio and gradually increase the speed. Many learners make the mistake of jumping straight into fast conversations. Instead, train your brain by beginning with slower speech and working your way up.
And if the speaker talks too fast, use a playback speed tool. Many platforms let you slow down the audio without changing the pitch. This makes it easier to follow along while keeping the pronunciation natural.
Finally, step 7. Practice daily. Shadowing is most effective when done consistently. Even just 10 to 15 minutes a day can make a huge difference in your speaking ability over time.
Absolutely. And remember, progress doesn't happen overnight. Be patient, stay consistent, and celebrate small improvements. Shadowing is a powerful habit that will transform your English step by step.
So, now that you know exactly how to practice shadowing, let's talk about something just as important. Common mistakes that learners make and how to avoid them.
That's right. Many people struggle with shadowing because of small errors that slow down their progress. In the next section, we'll go over these mistakes and show you how to fix them. Stay with us.
Now that you have a clear step-by-step guide for shadowing, let's talk about common mistakes that learners make and how to avoid them. The first mistake is choosing audio that's too difficult. If the speech is too fast or complex, you'll struggle to keep up and get frustrated.
That's right. The best way to avoid this is to start with easier content, like podcasts for learners or slow news recordings. As you get better, you can gradually move to faster, more natural speech.
The second mistake is not speaking out loud. Some people just whisper or repeat in their head, but shadowing is all about vocal practice. You need to actually hear yourself speaking.
Exactly. A good way to check if you're really speaking is to record yourself. If you listen to the recording and you can barely hear your voice, that means you need to speak louder and with confidence.
Another big mistake is trying to be perfect from the start. Many learners stop and restart the audio whenever they make a mistake. But shadowing isn't about being perfect. It's about building fluency.
That's an important point. Instead of stopping, keep going even if you miss a word. Native speakers don't speak perfectly all the time either, so just focus on keeping up with the rhythm.
The fourth mistake is not focusing on intonation and stress. Some learners only copy the words, but they ignore the way native speakers rise and fall in pitch or emphasize certain words.
A great way to fix this is to exaggerate the speaker's intonation when you practice. Try to match their energy, tone, and stress. It may feel strange at first, but it will help you sound more natural.
Another common problem is only shadowing once or twice. To see real improvement, you need repetition. The first few times will always feel difficult, but the more you repeat, the better you get.
That's why it's important to make shadowing a daily habit. Even if you only practice for 10 minutes a day, you'll build fluency much faster than doing one long session and then stopping for a week.
Here's another mistake: not listening actively before shadowing. If you don't take time to really hear the words and understand the speaker's pronunciation, you'll struggle to follow along smoothly.
A simple fix is to listen to the audio once or twice before speaking. Focus on how the speaker connects words and the natural flow of speech. This will make shadowing much easier.
So, now that you know the common mistakes, let's move on to something exciting.
That's right. We'll give you a fun challenge and a new way to practice so you can start seeing faster progress.
Now that you know how to avoid common mistakes, it's time for a challenge. We want you to put everything you've learned into action with a 7-day shadowing challenge. This is a simple but powerful way to improve your fluency fast.
That's right. For the next 7 days, we challenge you to practice shadowing for just 10 minutes a day. It doesn't matter where you are, at home, on a walk, or even while doing chores. The key is consistency.
Here's how it works. Choose an audio clip that's around 1 to 2 minutes long. It could be from a podcast, a YouTube video, or even a movie scene. Just make sure the pronunciation is clear and natural.
Next, listen to the clip once or twice without speaking. Pay attention to pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. Notice how the speaker connects words and the natural flow of their speech.
Then, start shadowing. Play the clip again and speak at the same time as the speaker. Don't pause, don't stop, just keep going, even if you don't get every word perfectly.
After that, repeat the process at least 3 times. Each time, you'll improve your accuracy and confidence. And if you really want to track your progress, try recording yourself on the first and last day of the challenge.
That's a great idea. On day 1, you might feel a little awkward, but by day 7, you'll notice a big difference in your pronunciation, speed, and fluency. The key is sticking with it every day.
And here's a fun way to make it even more effective. Try shadowing different types of content. One day, use a podcast. Another day, a TED Talk. Maybe even a scene from your favorite TV show. This keeps it interesting.
Another great tip is to mimic the speaker's emotions. If they sound excited, match their energy. If they speak calmly, follow their tone. This helps you develop a more natural and expressive way of speaking English.
And don't forget, you're not alone in this challenge. If you want extra motivation, invite a friend to join you. Practicing with someone else can make it more fun and keep you accountable.
That's a great point. And if you complete the challenge, we'd love to hear about your experience. Leave a comment or share your progress. How did shadowing help you? What improvements did you notice?
So, are you ready to take on this challenge? We believe in you. Start today, and in just 1 week, you'll be amazed at how much your English speaking skills improve.
And with that, we've covered everything you need to start shadowing. But before we wrap up, let's quickly summarize what we've learned today.
Yes, in the final section, we'll go over the key takeaways and give you some last words of encouragement.
And there you have it. Today, we've covered everything about the powerful technique of shadowing to improve your English speaking practice. We talked about how to shadow, the mistakes to avoid, and even gave you a challenge to try for yourself.
We hope you're excited to get started and see improvements in your fluency. Remember, consistency is key. Whether you're shadowing podcasts, TED Talks, or movie scenes, the more you practice, the better you'll get.
If you've had any interesting experiences or challenges while shadowing, we'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share what worked for you or any struggles you faced.
Absolutely. And if you made it this far in the video, we know you're serious about improving your fluency. So if you reach the end, drop the word shadowing in the comments to let us know that you're committed to your English journey.
Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe to our channel for more tips and techniques on mastering English. We're here to support you every step of the way.
And if you haven't already, hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. We have lots of exciting content coming your way to help you continue improving.
Thank you for watching and practicing with us. Keep shadowing, keep learning, and keep speaking English with confidence. We'll see you in the next video.
Take care and happy learning. Bye for now.